Boop. Yeah, okay, we've seen this. What is the difference here? The frenzy that was raging, there's only cold moonlight. It's easy enough to figure out. He's asking about Minazuki.
He's trying to protect you from Kagutsuchi.
It's different. The madness and childish denial he showed up and now is still gone. It's like everything that happened when he was Minazuki.
I was in the hospital. I didn't know anyone there, or even how long I'd been out.
Sho starts to talk. His voice is...
care was paid up for basically forever. Shuchi Akutsuki. Yeah. The same goddamn bastard who tampered with an orphan kid and threw him away like yesterday's garbage when I blacked out.
Sho Minazuki was one of the orphans collected by the Kirijo Ergonomics Research Laboratory. Shu Ikutsuki planted a plume of dust in his body.
I did everything I could when I was a kid. I was happy to see that rotten bastard smile. Shut up. It doesn't matter. Anyway, all that was left for me when I woke up was a shit ton of money and a world I never knew. You get it, right? All I know is fighting. I don't have a damn clue how to live in this world.
I think back to what Mitsu-san said. By the time Sho was old enough to think for himself, he had been taken in by the research lab and placed into confinement. The only other person Sho knew was Shuji Ikutsuki, and when Sho lost consciousness because of the experiments, he was sent to a hospital.
I left the hospital and went out into the world. Yeah, that's right. Into your Inaba.
What? You were in Inaba?
Yeah, and it sucked. It was so boring I thought I was gonna die. That's when the murder case broke on that foggy day.
Don't tell me.
That's right. I saw it all. I saw what you did, what you fought against, and how you solved the case.
Good Lord, Sho's known about us far longer than we know about him. He's been observing us.
I got my blood pumping. I got the scent of battle. And I thought you were just like me. Then right when that case was just about closed, that thing spoke to me. It asked if I wanted to destroy the world.
You're talking about Kagutsuchi.
Yeah. And Nazuki came up with the plan, and I went with it. And then...
It's just a thought. Sho doesn't really want the world
Sho,
destroyed.
Don't be afraid to bond with me. You're like Lapras, someone who was made to fight. So that's all they know. But she's one of our good friends now.
It's just like when Yosuke, she, and my other friends accepted their shadow. It's an obstacle Sho must overcome.
Still, the only way I can relate to you all is by fighting.
All right. Fighting is the only way you can form bonds. And I'll fight you till the cows come home. Just don't drag anyone else into it.
Just like that, life returns to Sho's eyes. The scar on his forehead shines a pure bluish white, and I can sense the fire of life stronger than before. Not only that, but something rises him. It's the persona that Minazuki is forming. So this is Sho's true, unbound strength. Oh well, looks like that strategy was a failure. I can't go easy on him at this rate.
Finally.
Oh! He starts off with Awakening! Oh wait, hold on. I forgot to set the difficulty back.
Finally.
What is his cross slashes QC back D?
It's over.
Oh, hi, Margaret.
Show me Nazuki. To think he'd take so quickly to the persona passed down from the self-born of that plume of dust. It's been a while since we've had a guest with... I presume Sho will be a rather dreadful underclassman for him. I truly look forward...
Ah, so that red-haired young man has reached an epiphany.
Yes. The many encounters he had here have brought about a change within him.
He'll surely have many more experiences and battles on his journey from here on. As a new guest of the room.
Elizabeth...
So he is a Velvet Ender.
Theo was worried about you.
Oh, did he? I hadn't noticed at all. Not even a raindrop.
Is that so?
Well then, it seems the time has come for me to take my leave. Please tell my incompetent brother this. My journey has just begun.
Oh, Elizabeth. I sense that you may become a guest of our room someday yourself.
That was close. My blood ran cold many times throughout the battle. I fought with all my might, but Sho was fast. His slashes were sharp. He fought like a veteran warrior.
I lost. That's the brawn of a guy with bonds, huh? Never mind. Even my jokes are lame right.
Come at me whenever you want, as often as you want. I'll always accept the challenge.
This isn't the end. For Sho, this battle's only the beginning. The only way Sho could form a relationship with others is by hurting them. He started this mess because he wanted so badly to have those bonds he couldn't attain. But in every strike he aimed at me during our fight. I think I sensed his wish for us to accept each other, to boosting one another up. Which is how it should be. A connection to others can be a great strength depending on how you face it. It helps us grow. Sho took hold of the first chance he had, through whatever means he had, and offered it to me. I intended to accept his challenge with all my
What are you
might.
gonna do now? I meant it when I said that the others would.
Nah, that's enough. I'm tired of all your lecturing. I'll kill you for sure one day. You better be ready when I come for you.
Sho makes a smirking vow, then disappears, flying far away from here. All I can do is smile.
It seems it's over. And that was a wonderful battle. It even made my heart skip a beat.
I'd be fine if he didn't show up for a while.
Is that so? This encounter between you two will... I don't know your desires. But that may be the nature of the power you hold.
Who knows?
It's true that I made wonderful friends here in Inaba, and it's those friends who allowed me to overcome my trials so far. But that's not because I'm special or anything. I'm sure the same thing will happen to
Now that
Sho.
the red fog is gone, this place will disappear shortly. Shouldn't your friends evacuate more urgently?
That's right, I completely forgot about that.
Oh?
Could you please send all my friends here in the tower somewhere safe?
Margaret falls
Since you
silent.
did entertain me somewhat. I suppose I should show my appreciation.
Thank you.
May we meet again in the Velvet Room.
After those words,
What's this? Oh, to think I missed an opportunity to see two tremendous powers clap.
Are you satisfied yet?
Sister? Why are you?
Is there some irregularity with my presence here?
No, that wasn't what I meant.
So, did you see Elizabeth?
I wasn't out to find her. Rather, I was scouting the area, in search of this cola you wished for. It's true. This is... I did not think that this cola would be hidden in such a sturdy metallic box. Disassembling the box took some time, but I did so without breaking anything. I also inserted all the 10,000 yen bills I had before reassembling. To think that the people of this world go to such lengths simply just to buy cola.
It doesn't matter.
Ah, of course, sister. The people I encountered here exhibited much stronger powers than usual. By trusting in these I gather that the reason they display such powers is because they have a wish they desire.
I see.
I think Elizabeth may have found such a wish.
She has. What makes you say so?
Perhaps it's only my imagination, but I sensed something while pursuing her. I thought Elizabeth might have found something she wants to do for someone besides herself. In other words, a wish of her own.
Huh. I see. Very well.
Well, I believe we should first start by making a toast with this cola. I've heard that it is a sublime ritual performed by the people of this world to further strengthen their bonds.
I already worry about where you'll end up. Come now, Theo.
Please, wait for me, sister.
Today. May 6th, a sunny day. Even though it's last day gloomy, the Judas food court would seem pretty quiet. Normally it would be even more crowded than usual, but the reason it's empty, the people fronting the store like a receding tide. This includes a man not covered by much except the cape, a costumed hero, a woman in thick fur despite summer heat, and 2 robots.
Is management gonna be okay with this? It's usually more crowded. My dad's gonna kill me if he finds out about this.
Even Yosuke seems at his wit's end when he answered Junpei. Teddy's in his usual costume rather than his normal clothes, but thanks to the idiosyncrasy of the shadow operatives, he doesn't stand out much at all. After the night we saw that case, we decided to take this opportunity to start a celebration party with everyone. Since Labrys wanted it to be someplace bustling, Yosuke took the step of talking him here. What I wanted him to know is how do you not think...
That's so played out, Yosuke-sen.
Just hurry up and get things started. I'm starving. No, I give up. You do it, partner.
Me?
In addition to a usual member, the shadow operatives running in made a group pretty big. And Yosuke gives up as everyone stares at him amidst catcalls. Oh well, if someone falls, then another will follow him up. That's how our investigation team rolls.
1, 2.
Good job, everyone.
The modest party kicks off with a toast. Nobody must have gotten much sleep last night, but they're all having fun chatting. Some are reuniting with friends they haven't seen in a while. Others are meeting people the first time. Oh my god, I hate you, Teddy!
You could unzip the suit just a little bit.
Whoa, hey! Don't touch that! Are you hot, Teddy? I'll open up your zipper for you. Here we go.
Labby-chan, it doesn't open that way. No!
Huh?
Ah! The pretty boy within can't come out now.
He's stuck in there!
That definitely applies to Ken-kun.
He's a child!
This natural aura around him.
He's a child!
Right. He seems like someone you just can't resist looking at. Did someone say my name? Oh, you're right.
What?
Clearer than the average girls, too. Huh?
He's a child! What? Persona 3 Portable? No!
Position is pretty boy, aren't you, Ken-Ken?
Both of you shut up!
I knew I should have bought a change of clothes. I'm sticking out like a sore thumb. May as well put on my mask since that actually might help. Wait, huh? Where's my mask?
Interesting. It really limits your field of vision. If I wear it during my training, it'll really help a low visibility situation.
What kind of situations are those? People will call the police on you if you train in that.
Whoa! It looks surprisingly good on you, Master. You look like a comic book hero. It seems they have a good master-disciple. Wow, you're an engineering student, Focus-on? I'm hopeless at math, so I really admire girls who are strong in the sciences. It's nothing, really. You can be good at it, too, once you get the hang of it. Hey, what do engineering students do anyway? Maybe they do experiments. You know, like adding secret ingredients to dishes.
So that was an experiment.
So that was an
What kind of guy do you go for, Mitsuru-san? Are you engaged or something?
I'm a lesbian. I'm dating Yukari.
I did have someone like that in the past. But all I can focus on right now are my missions.
Oh, you got guts taking a shot at Mitsuru-senpai and all this chaos, kid. She's a tough one, so be prepared.
You're
You're so funny, Junpei-san. I think you might be one of the top 2 funniest people I know.
What?
What's this? Is the lovely Rosette actually complimenting?
He's in the bottom 2 funniest people I know.
Complimenting you at all. So who's the other one?
Why are you all looking at me for? Kind of rude, don't you think?
Hey, Yukiko-senpai.
He says he wants to stay here a bit longer. Right, Gangaromaru?
At least on his actual name. You understood that?
That's why there are some cases where one can't help but to take drastic action.
I see. Impressive, Naoto-san. You really live up to the Shirogane name.
Well, it's a bit of a dirty tactic, but in certain pressing circumstances...
Impressive. Pressing? Naoto-san, was that a pun just now? It's well over the phoneme threshold.
Huh?
What?
Of course not. It was just a coincidence.
We've been fighting through all throughout Golden Week, and we're only now getting a moment to catch our breath. I eventually noticed Lapras has stepped away from everyone in the corner of the food court, so I go to talk to her.
What's the matter, Lapras?
Oh, I was just looking out at the town. I didn't get a really good look at it the other day, so I want to take it in as much as I can now.
Lapras gazes past the fence into the distance. The area that's around you is just an ordinary country town, but this is Lapras, who's been asleep over the 10 years.
Lots of things. There's tons of people, everyone living their life to the fullest. Hey, Yukon. Thanks for...
Lapras suddenly bows formally. Did we do something?
You helped us out this time, Lapras. We're even now.
But Lapras slowly shakes her head. I guess that's not what she meant.
No, that's not what I meant. I slept for so long that everything's a first for me. Like having a celebration party with so many folk.
Huh. Well, are you enjoying it?
For sure. Everyone seems like they're having fun, so that makes me happy. And there's something I figured out, too. You guys and all them shadow operatives might not be together all the time, but that don't matter.
There's no investigation team or shadow operatives anymore, only a cheerful time shared between friends. The bonds forged between us won't disappear, no matter how far apart we may be. That's something I learned from Mitsuru-san and her people. They all went their separate ways, but they reunited here after some time because of the case. I hope our investigation team will be like that from now on. I think we have it in us. What happened over the last day was our first step towards that goal.
I agree, but doesn't the same go for us, since we got to meet during Golden Week?
You're right. We promised to meet again, and though that was literally just the other day, here I am again. That's why I want to thank you.
I could say the same to you.
A smile naturally forms on both of our faces. After Lapras has a good laugh, she looks straight at me.
Be okay. He might have lived all alone, without anyone to talk to, but we're there for him now.
Yeah, show's journey is just getting started. We can change as much as we want by learning from others.
You got that right.
Lapras mumbles to herself. I really like Lapras' character. She is really unique, and I think she's one of the best Persona characters, to be honest. I like her a lot after playing this game. She's not like Marie tier. She's not gender, but super gender, but I like her. She's a good character.
I'm gonna do my best.
Oh, we have to watch the entire fucking credits again. Oh, whoops. Alright, I'm gonna close this since we don't need to watch it. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it won't save our progress, but I do not care. I just want to... Because my progress is saved on stream, so... And that's what really matters. Anyway, it's Adachi time!
Let's hear it for the following sponsors of our...
Persona 4 Arena.
Crunch. My molars slowly crunch the heart rubber fiber. I knit my eyebrows at the first hit of the lotus root in a long, long while. I scrape in some barley-filled rice as if to wash down the lotus root. Today's dinner consists of chijuseni filled with vegetables. There's also some miso soup that's one step away from water, cucumber, and even an orange slice or two for dessert. Oof, I want to sea urchin or eel or something. While I fantasize about this, I grab another lotus root from the bento pack with my chopsticks. I feel through the holes of the lotus root, and my eyes meet those of the guards staring at me through the observation window.
Yeah, sorry.
I've been in jail for about 5 months now. I'm being held at the Preco Police HQ, named in Inarashiri, as a suspect in the serial murders. 2 murders, abandoning a course, plus a few other charges. Normally I'd be immediately prosecuted and transferred to prison, but the police are having trouble with the supernatural cause of death being thrown into a television. I mean, I sure as hell wouldn't want to be assigned to a pain-in-the-ass case like this. Well, maybe that's not for me to say.
Number 82, interrogation.
The voice of the guard pulls me back to reality. Number 82, that's me. On interrogation this late of the day? Give me a break. I shy in a way that the guard wouldn't see and slowly get up. The detective in charge leads me away, leaving my cell behind. It's been a while since I was last called to the interrogation room. The stuffiness really seems to stress the spitefulness of this room. That alone is enough to get me down. When I first got here, I gave them the whole truth. Since it was all over, I didn't plan to hide anything, and to be a pain if it got complicated. But obviously, proving that you can kill people with magic isn't the type of thing that can be demonstrated to an audience that isn't willing to listen. After going through some serious psych evaluations and all that crap, the interrogators weren't able to make any progress, so now my jail life continues. Today they want me to go over some more evidence. I plopped my ass down on the uncomfortable stool, and a young detective lines several objects up on the table. This is a replica gun that's been modified to fire a real bullet. Yeah, that was in my closet. I'd bought it when I first joined the police force and was frustrated when I didn't get a gun right off the bat. I'm trying to do my Adachi impression, but it's not very good. And this is a digital audio player, you fucking brat. I wanted a New Year's bingo player that tossed at someone, forgot about it. Where the hell did they find it? And this is a large flat screen TV. It's enough to easily somewhat shove someone into, but I've never seen this TV before. It's pretty damn evident there's no new evidence to find. I've got nothing more to hide, and I told them so. And yet they still manage to dig up more junk. They don't even realize they're wasting their time.
To the case. I mean, I've said this many times before. I've already told you everything.
Shut up. No back talk. Just check them all.
The detective pounds the table with his big fist, probably in an attempt to intimidate me. What losers. My game's long been over. What good would it be for me to lie now? The reason you can't assemble a case against me is because you're idiots. And I have to sit here and waste my energy dealing with you morons. Why don't you use your head a little? I make a show of pretending to look at the so-called evidence again, and the detective lights a cigarette.
Is anyone at Inaba PD not a dumbass?
Jima-san.
Ryotaro Dojima. You know him real well. Rumor has it his position at the station's shaky because a real cop wouldn't have the balls to show his face in the station if one of his men got sent up for murder.
Hey man, you could talk This detective with a cigarette blows some smoke into my face. I get this kind of treatment every day. At least it's one of the less severe acts of hostility I have to endure. Since I'm an ex-cop, the police are merciless when they interrogate me. On top of being in restraints from morning till night, if I start to doze off, I get some water to the face. The verbal abuse is constant. If I say something, I get yelled at. If I stay quiet, I get yelled at. It really impresses me how much energy they have. They're probably pissed at how long this case has taken them, but they can't blame me for their incompetence. Seeing that I don't as much as move an eyebrow, the detective lights a second cigarette and laughs mockingly.
So out of kindness, I told him during the investigation, I said, I'll make sure to dispose of your no-good man. So don't worry, what does that bastard do? He suddenly grabs me by the collar. I almost ended up having to submit a written apology.
Talk about a blow.
It ain't nothing to laugh about. What do you think, huh? He can settle matters for himself without me asking him to do it. What a bunch of shit to say about you.
Hearing that, I smile knowingly. Dojima-san's being a pain in the ass like he always is. I'm no longer a subordinate. I'm just a complete stranger. He should cut off any ties to me, but instead he has to go around and say that. Besides, isn't it backward for a detective to be believing in a criminal? This cop's right. Seriously, he makes me laugh.
No, I guess once you've been a police dick in the sticks that long, your morale's shot. I wouldn't be surprised if Dojima snuffed a few himself. That must be where his men learned it.
That's a funny joke. Although, aren't you the one with the quick fist? I heard rumors about you when I was on active duty. You punched a suspect in the face during an investigation. Got found out and covered it up, right? What a hero!
Let's go, Adachi. The detective's face keeps getting redder and redder. Even though I sound frivolous, my heart is cold.
Punch him in the gut, right? You sure know what you're doing, even to work at the Metropolitan PD.
You little... I ain't taking that kind of lip from a goddamn killer.
The chair is kicked out from under me and I slam into the ground. The detective grabs me by the hair and pulls my hair up. Seeing the detective's face contorted with anger and humiliation is just hilarious.
Then you better spill everything, you bastard.
Sir, you really shouldn't go any further.
The younger detective, who was quietly taking notes, suddenly steps forward looking panicked. There's no force behind his actions, though. He's got no control of the situation.
You got scumbags like him without getting your heads.
He punches me in the gut. He evolved my solar plexus. He must be used to hitting people. I choked back my stomach acid and scoffed.
Isn't this against the Criminal Procedure Code? Criminal Procedure Code, Article 319. Forced confessions gained through torture and intimidation are inadmissible as evidence. Anything I tell you is invalid if you get your hands dirty. Didn't they teach you the basics in police academy?
Let's go,
But I
Adachi.
get it. You're stuck in the boonies like this because you can't even get the Criminal Procedure Code straight.
You little...
The detective's eyes open wide. Ha ha, looks like I hit a nerve. He's probably going to hit me again. I brace myself for it, but instead I feel a cold barrel of a gun pressed against my temple.
You must be Toru Adachi. I wish to speak with you.
The atmosphere in the room suddenly becomes tense. I feel a chill down my spine. He's not the same detective. He's someone else. I don't have any proof, but that's what my gut is telling me.
I must ask you to come with me. Enter the TV. And to be clear, this is less a request than an order.
Whoa, what are you doing? You'll be held to pay for pointing your gun at a detainee. You really need to calm down.
Ah, yes. I'd forgotten we weren't alone. Get out of here.
Huh? What are you saying?
I said get out. I don't wish to make matters worse. And you don't wish to die, do you?
The detective slowly raises his arm and points the gun at the corner in the ceiling. He fires into the lens of the security camera and the room shatters to pieces, accompanied by the ear-splitting sound of gunfire. The young detective quivers and bolts from the interrogation room. Well, he made the right move. There's no point in making a show of justice if it's just gonna get you killed.
So,
You'll find out when we meet. Enter the TV. You should still be able to do that.
Without changing expressions, he pushes a gun into my back. If I try to resist, I'll pull the trigger without hesitation. I can feel the danger in the air. Disobeying him would not be a wise plan for him. I walked towards the TV that had been brought in by as evidence. Yeah, I know this feeling, and I know what's waiting for me at the bottom. I saw a new school classroom enveloped in an uncanny atmosphere. There are chains and desk lines up, textbooks on the shelf, a blackboard, all that good stuff. The walls are plastered and posters and barricade tapes labeled Pure Grand Prix. Seriously, who made these things? I look at the billboard puzzled, and it reads the word Yasagami High School Monthly
When
Event
I
written
answered
on
the
it.
TV, I found myself in a classroom.
Yasa High is where those wannabe detectives went. Of course, this isn't the real school, but I get the feeling they'll be showing up any moment now. Well, that doesn't matter. The thing I need to worry about is whoever called me here is somewhere in the school,
I'm called
too.
in here all of a sudden. Honestly, I'd rather be in prison.
Well, that being said, even if I do, it'll all be back to square one. That would be very annoying. Fine, I'll play along. I was getting tired of dealing with those idiot
Well, I
cops
guess I'll
anyway.
go. If anything like this would ever happen again, isn't there something wrong with this world? Who knows what'll happen next?
I guess I'll start investigating from the top. I scratch my head and make to the door of the classroom. Wait a sec, that's something Dojima-san used to say all the
I
time.
picked up the habit without realizing it. Look what you've done to me, Dojima-san.
Give me a break, Dojima-san. I roll my eyes and I leave the classroom. There's 16 story segments. I think we can do them all today. This school is a terrifying, quiet world. After leaving the classroom, I take a stroll throughout the school. The empty school building is blurred with a dim light, making it all the creepier. And for some reason, it's become a complicated maze, rather as if the school has become one giant trap.
Whoever made this must be pretty twisted. Then again, who am I to talk?
I glance around at the walls and ceilings we're bored through, as if something crushed into them. I saw plenty of similar signs of damage on the way here. I neither know not nor care what happened, but the violent scratches here tell a story of what happened. Anyway, this is not a peaceful place. I'm out of shape and my back is hurting. Let's get this over with and go back. I rub my tired eyes and climb up the nearest set of stairs.
Door number 1.
There's just a single door at the end of this path. Normally this would be the way to the roof, but there's no telling what goes on in this crazy world. In any case, I guess I better take a look. The door doesn't seem locked. Wait, but we're still in the TV world, right? Then the entire game does take place in the TV world, doesn't it? A bunch of crosses are into the ground. Close by I can see a moonlight bridge bent like a spoon. I definitely recognize it because I saw it more times than I'd like to when I was in the city.
Some disturbing taste in decor.
This place feels like a set from a B movie. It feels like zombies are gonna come and attack me out of nowhere. Well, if I'm in the TV world, then there are shadows here, I guess, and they don't look all that different. I sense a present right behind me, and I realize someone snuck up on me. You've got to be kidding. I may be crooked, but I was still a cop. I was paying attention to my surroundings, but someone still got the drop on me.
Welcome to his world. You must be Toru Adachi.
The young man spreads his arm with a welcoming gesture. He has impressive-looking hair and a sharp yet cold stare. He carries 2 odd-looking katanas and bears an escaped scar across his face. But above all, this extraordinary pressure he's giving off, it's the same feeling as when I felt when I was in the interrogation room. He's the one who called me here, no doubt about it.
Are you the one that called me out? Seriously, I'd rather not. I'll tell you who I am to thank you. I am Minazuki. Sho Minazuki.
The young man grins after he says that, and I notice he has a Yasagami High uniform tied around his waist. Does that make him a student there? He seems rather composed to be one. Those wannabe detective brats acted more their age.
What does this Minazuki-kun want with me? You don't have any business in particular? It
His katana is pointed at my throat. Hey man, what gives? He's the one who wanted me here, right? Isn't this a bit of a mean greeting? Minazuki tosses a gun towards me. This griff, it's the same revolver as the one where I kept when I was a detective. Minazuki raises the katanas. It's fine. I click my tongue and pick up the revolver off the ground. It pisses me off that I have to listen to this brat, but I have a feeling things will be a bigger fate if I refuse to fight. I take in the comfort of the familiar grip in my hand and turn to Minazuki.
I'm the suspect in a murder case, you know. What's wrong? Comment, as if you wish to kill me. Wow, someone's confident. Okay, don't mind if I do.
I like how Adachi doesn't really have a full redemption as Akechi. Like, he's still a bastard, while Akechi, none of it was really his fault. Like, he was ordered to do all of it.
Final.
Oh, hi! So I've never played Adachi. Calm down, QC forward. Then press again for pain in the ass. QC back for scared. QC back CD for Negidola. QC forward C for evil smile. Double QC forward D for Atom Smasher. Double QC back D for WQC forward for Heat Riser. A full screen multi-hit attack. So that's the laser. The Persona grabs the opponent. Okay. Okay. I feel uplifted for the first time in a while. Minazuki's power is something. It definitely wasn't the keep it clean style of fighting. Sure, I beat him, but he wasn't taking me seriously. In fact, Minazuki's pretty nonchalant.
I found your defeat incomprehensible. Look who's talking. You look like you've got lots more energy to spare too. Indeed. I was only testing. I wanted to see if you were even going to create his world. For that, I require your assistance. His world?
Come to think of it, he said his before too, so he's got another ally ally. Just in case, I sneak my revolver behind my back and reload the cylinders.
I intend to destroy this world. The world is filled with deception. Those within it prattle about friendship, bonds, yet they trample over others in the dark without a care. There is no doubt about such a world. Huh. That's got my interest. Truth to tell, probably right. This world's all about useless, shallow, so-called friendship. And yeah, I think it's irritating too. I mean, hey, I gave destroying everything a shot once too.
That's only half true. Bonds, friendships, helping one another. There are a lot of people who flaunt all this nice talking talk, but it's the same people who won't hesitate to stab others in the back the moment they feel attacked or get hurt. In the end, it's just humans that have to rely on each other to live, but far too many dumbasses misunderstand that and try to make it more meaningful than it already is. That's why I really understand where this guy's coming from. It could be nice if you could erase this shitty world like a magic circle. At least that's what I used to think.
Power beyond humans? Huh. You mean that thing? What do you... I intend to summon my power. But it needs to be taken.
Minazuki's eyes waver like red flames. I see, looks like he's been given power, just like me.
You will cooperate with me. I have no choice in this.
Minazuki points his katana at me again. With my power, I didn't have much control. I was taken over by some mysterious force and had no memory of it. He's poked around in my personal profile, but he's missing the most important part. I guess he's just some real brat after all. He can't even do his research.
And about this taming thing, that's all up to you. What does it have to do with me? If you want my help, I guess I'll cooperate with you as best I can. As best as you can. You have another role as well. What? There's more? The Sona users. I will gather them and make them fight. You will also participate in this. Huh? That sounds like a real pain. I mean, why are you making them fight?
To be honest, I don't really want to get involved in this, but the right choice is to act like I'm interested and get as much information out of the kid as possible. Depending on how things go, this guy might become a hindrance to me. I'll decide how to make my move once I've heard what he has to say. After I make an interesting face, he surprisingly tells me the full outline of his plan. He's going to gather shadows until he has a giant collection of them, like a pile of sculpting clay. Using that as a vessel, he's going to summon what he calls a power beyond the bonds of man to inhabit it. But in order to pacify such a powerful being, he needs persona fragments that are created when personas use their powers on one another. So he thought the idea of creating a one-on-one tournament between persona users, calling it the P1 Climax. Plus he's made some exact duplicates of people out of shadows in order to force them into fighting one another. I have to admit, he made an effort. In addition, he's already taken some persona users belonging to an organization called the Shadow Operatives hostage. He's definitely planned for this, though I don't really get the point of crucifying his captives on those tacky crosses. Anyway, blah blah blah, I've been called in to help him collect the fragments and get hold of the power within that giant shadow. It all sounds pretty stupid, but Minazuki is deadly serious. He seriously intends to go with this. How did he manage to come up with a plan that's such a convoluted pain in the ass? Maybe it's just because I haven't been a while for a while. But I'm actually impressed at how ridiculous this scheme of his is.
So many users of this town in the fight as well. You understand, no? They were the opposition who shattered your previous ambition. Have your revenge on them if you wish. Even if you do nothing, I will not complain. Revenge, huh? We will prepare the stage for you. You're free to destroy them if you so choose. The clashing of competing powers will give off persona fragments. This will advance our plan. And if I refuse... And the murders which occur on foggy days will begin again. I see. Well, can't let that happen.
I never had a choice from the start, huh? Well, I didn't expect to just go home without having to do some kind of work. After doing this plan, I can't just sit here. I'll think about what to do when I suddenly feel the ground shake beneath us. Minazuki looks up into the sky and stares off into the distance. Suddenly, the shaking goes so loud I can barely stand, and the roar, I fall to my knees. So all of this does take place in the TV world. Or an infection.
Isn't this a little over the top?
The shaking suddenly stops, so I run to the edge of the roof. I look down at the world from there and gulp involuntarily. The town's covered in an eerie red mist. The sky, the moon, even the air is covered in this red fog. It's the same color as Minazuki's eyes, so that shows me that everything is at his mercy.
What the hell? Damn! This is totally out there. That world is awesome. Dude, you're a Dachi, right? Did you see that just now? Did you? The world's all red! Well, better red than dead. Just kidding.
The young man who had been cooled in college gloom was jumping around like a little kid, an innocent brat playing with his new toy.
What's with the wild mood swing?
What are you all surprised for? You were talking to him, huh? It kind of puts a damper on things.
Him, just in case I take a look around, but we're the only ones here. The redhead boy laughed merrily as I cocked my head in confusion.
I'm Sho Minazuki. Welcome to my world, as I like to call it. I've heard about you. You hate this world too, right? Good for you, because it's all going away.
So, you're different from Minazuki.
Still on this? Minazuki is him. I'm Sho. It's too much of a pain to explain it anymore. Just kidding.
Maybe he doesn't get to keep talking, but Sho ends the conversation. Does he have split personalities? I've never met someone who does before, but it's fairly common to hear when you talk about cops about sight cases. Still, something doesn't seem right. I sense something different, some threatening madness from him. I slumped my shoulders, fed up with the fact that now I have even more trouble to deal with.
Are you really any good to me? If you're totally weak after saying you'll help out, I don't need your bullshit. And if you really are like that, seriously,
I don't think I ever gave a clear yes or no there. This is all so sudden, you know?
huh? Are you an idiot? Cooperating lets you live. Refusing gets you killed. Get it? What moron would say no to that?
Those are some really extreme choices.
Enough going on in circles.
What did he mean by the murders would start on the foggy days would start again? Like, would that be cool? Like, if another murder case started and you had to investigate it, that'd be
That
neat.
means you're game to do
A
this.
neat gain.
You seem
What's wrong with that? It goes gushing out like right?
Sho answers without any hesitation. The type that has no self-awareness is the very worst. But the kid should be more careful. No matter how strong you are, even if you think you've got a control of a great tower, if you let your guard down, you're gonna get your feet swept right out from under you.
I was getting bored, so this will probably be a good way to kill. But I'll do this my way. I have my own rules, you know?
That's right, I have my own set of rules. I don't give a two shits about this perfect world or his power. All this crap getting revenge on the kids or Uniba or fighting between Persona users doesn't matter to me either. They can do whatever they want. But things are different if they're going to start interfering with me. I don't want anyone getting in the way of my rules, no matter what.
Do what you want. I don't care if it's rules or roulette. But if you try anything funny, I'll cast you out. I'll mount you up nice on the wall next to the investigations. Dodgy looking a dodgy. Just kidding.
He laughs at his own lame joke, and suddenly his eyes glow red. He turns his piercing gaze on me.
So you better not slack off. Well, I've got somewhere to be. So, do what you want from here. See ya.
I consider attacking him from behind for a moment, but that's probably not a wise move, considering I don't know what his power is. Only idiots rush things. I turn my revolver on my finger out of habit, then look up at the red sky. That was exact memories of being inside the TV last year, the first time I found myself inside the television. The days of being run ragged, running around with their Yumasan, fighting the kids inside the TV world. I thought I'd forgotten all that, but I guess not. They're not very pretty memories, but it wouldn't be a lie to say that those experiences make me the man I am today. I'm hit by a fierce wave of nostalgia and close my eyes. The lump of steel in my hand feels extremely heavy. Back inside the school building, I entered an arbitrary classroom and sit in the chair, yawning for the nth time today. Well, Minazuki told me to go fight the persona users, so first I needed to go down. But back in this school, the hallway are even more complicated. The more I walk, the more dead ends I find. Here I was thinking about taking this opportunity to go into town and getting some good sushi or a BBQ box lunch. The thoughts of sea urchin and Katon come and go fleetingly.
There's no way I'm going outside with the town like that.
I look at the window in the corner of my eye, and it's obvious the red fog is going thicker than when I was on the roof.
He's gonna make me his guest. He could at least have a GPS or something ready for me.
I rest my chin in my hands and complain to the open air. If only I could ditch this goddamn troublesome tournament over. But I can't do that this time around. I need to destroy Show's plans for my own sake, after all. I can't even call what I'm about to do a plan. But I've already decided what to be done. I need to make contact with the persona users who will be invited here. And I need to lead them on so that they'll move in the right direction. Yo, Adachi smart? But I can't break the illusion that I'm working with Show. It's probably not an exaggeration that it says his red world is under his control. I have to be clever while moving around without arousing his suspicion, still undermining his work.
I guess I'll get going. I actually have to go look for those guys. What has he gotten me into?
I slowly get up the stairs with grumbling. Why do school-age chairs always make your ass hurt when you sit in them for too long? True! True, Adachi! Adachi actually spitting facts. Maybe that's better than having your seat kicked out from under you all the time. That's like in jail. I leave the classroom to find a runway-like hallway stretching out before me. I sigh at the dull scenery. I've come down pretty far looking for them, but I guess I still got a ways to go.
Is it possible for us to not know about a guy who sticks out that much?
I hear familiar with the voice of the fog and stuff. Could it be? I sneak ahead, keeping my ears open.
From last time that the culprit would be someone with ties to Mitsuru-san.
Oh, maybe he transferred here. Or it could be his older brother's uniform.
There's no doubt about it. That's the Junez kid and the girl in the green track jacket. I didn't think I'd run into those guys so soon. I feel the corner of my mouth turn off with this unexpected bit of luck. Now that I know it's them, there's no need for me to hide. I approach them, making sure my footsteps are loud on the hallway floor. So I can do a little trolling.
Be on guard. Don't leave my side.
I can do a little scaring of them. I'm a little troll. Don't you fucking brats know about trolling?
You're kidding me.
Hey guys, long time no see.
Are you serious?
Adachi-san.
When they see me, all of them look shocked as if I caught them on a hidden camera show. Heck, Yukon has his mouth wide open. Surprise! Haha! I want to laugh my ass off right now, but I shouldn't do anything that could mess things up. I have to keep my contact with them to a minimum.
Why is it
Could he be a fake?
Huh? Fake? Oh, right. I forgot about that whole thing going on.
Why are you here?
Huh? Oh, well, I had intended on staying well behaved, but someone begged me to help out. And you know, I'm not the kind of guy who can say no to something like that.
How about? You mean that Shogun?
Yosuke can scows. I said these guys already met Sho. That saved me the trouble having to explain
You
things.
guys already met. Oh,
That doesn't matter. Don't tell me you're working with the culprit this time, too.
well, what do you think?
Don't play dumb. Unlike your answer, there'll be footprints all over your face.
See, they've taken the bait. Just as expected, they're so straightforward, it's almost stupid. Still, it's more convenient for me that they think I'm working for the other
Who cares
side.
about all that? Come on, aren't you kids in serious trouble right now? What with all the world ending and all?
So you are.
You guys really like sticking your heads in dangerous situations.
I really want a P4AU episode Marie. Like, she was DLC, she should have gotten her own story about, like, helping the townspeople and stuff. What was she doing this whole time? Because, like, we know she was helping the townspeople, but what did that involve? I'm gonna tweet about that, hold on. The I'm reading about Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Houses, which is also coming to this stream, by the way, in June. I'm so excited for that game. Speaking of which, what game do I play first? Because AI The Somnium Files 2 and Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes comes out the same fucking day, and I have no idea which one to play on launch day. I'm fucking angry. Anyway, what I was saying is, I'm reading online that the main character's backstory is they got their ass beat so hard by Byleth that they went into the sea, then bumped into the Lords in Chapter 1 first. That's incredible. I figure contemptuously towards Yukon, who'd been quiet up until now, throws his gaze towards me with his eyes mixed up with all sorts of complex emotion.
You said you would abide by the rules of this world. So why are you here?
Rules. Rules, eh?
That's right, I decided to follow the rules, so I have to play along with these kids' idea. To them, I'm just an escaped convict. It'd be easier if I could just tell them what I've got in mind, but unfortunately being an adult is hard. But they wouldn't know that. They're just some stupid kids. But besides, I don't care what they think of me, as long as I fulfill my objective.
Don't you understand how the real world is in trouble because of show? This isn't like the TV world, where only we were involved.
Oh man, I see you never learned. The only reason I took that brat up on his invitation was because I was bored.
I was bored.
All the questions about what he's after, what's gonna happen with his town. I don't give a damn about anyone.
What's he saying?
Dutch, you lousy. Whoa, give me a break. I don't intend to get involved with kids like you. Like I bet you're honestly abiding by the rules here. Because that's how you think.
Rules here?
Oh, Yukon's showing his brow in confusion. I take it that means they don't know about the rules here yet. Meaning they don't know about the persona fragments. I should give them a hint of the danger.
The one-on-one stuff. You don't even know what's gonna happen because of that. Honestly, rats like you barely even think.
What's that supposed to mean?
Like I keep saying, if you keep fighting them on their own terms, they can bite you in the ass. I bet he's collected quite a lot of those persona fragments by now.
They finally realize something's up and take a look at me. What, were you just playing cops and robbers up until now? What kind of investigation team are you? More like non-investigation team? Yeah, that was as lame as one of Show's jokes. As I'm lamenting the loss of my sense of humor. Me when I joke about Among Us, as I'm lamenting the loss of my sense of humor. Me as I make my 1,000,000th Among Us joke this week.
Have we been inadvertently helping him?
Oh man, you really hadn't noticed? You need to get your act together.
The building suddenly creaks loudly. I instantly recognize the noise of countless shadows gathering at the top of the tower.
Looks like there's no more time left. Earlier than I expected. Well, that's why I need to get going. Good luck to you, I guess. Oh, and your friends who got caught, they might be in trouble if you leave them be, you know?
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
It means just what it sounds like. Then again, I guess it might be impossible for just you and me. Wait,
I turn my back on them. I hear Yosuke chase after me, only to run into an invisible wall. They already had 4 red pillars around them. That means they can't leave without winning the battle they're going to face.
I guess that's enough for now. Well, go on and do your best, investigation team.
I quietly mutter at the kids behind me. It looks like Show's playing. They're coming along faster. It looks like I don't have much time to slack off. I might even have to hurry. I can see the shadows collecting here and there, floating in the sky like shreds of paper. So, shadows blowing around like trash. The surreality of the scene makes me laugh. I did all this because I was bored. After leaving Yukon in the hall, I've been walking around in search for the other Persona users. The shadows and Persona fragments are building up at a surprising rate. Perhaps I'm feeling a little worried as the fog thickens with the passage of time. I was able to come across a new area quickly. I keep my gun in my hand. Beyond the door is a room with an eerie light burning, and Sho is sitting on a coffin. All he's doing is staring at a giant clock in the back of the room.
Oh, it's just you. Hey there. Looks like it's going well. Getting plenty of Persona fragments.
Yeah, it's going so well, I'm bored as shit. I want to see them cry and groan and pain and all that good stuff. Actually, what the hell are you doing? Hurry up and go take them apart.
Well, there's no need to rush. After all, they can't leave this place.
Huh? Well, yeah. I'm getting so bored.
I should just go take out a couple of... Whoa, hold on there. There's no need to get hasty when the plan's going so well, right? It'd be easier to just sit back and...
What are you talking so big for? Want me to stick my sword through your ears?
With that, Sho draws one of his katanas and turns it around and stabs into one of the coffin. He keeps hacking it without a word, as if scratching an itch. I take this bizarre action as a sign of madness.
Can't you calm down a bit? And you came to get me because you needed me, no? You sure it's a good idea to kill me just because I rubbed you the wrong way?
Cripes, what a wet blanket. Did you just come from a picnic out in the rain or something?
Don't get the wrong idea.
That guy has nothing to do with this. Kill anyone I want.
With that, he unsheathes his other swords and points it at my throat. Kill anyone if I feel like it, huh? Don't get cocky, you little ass, right?
Easy, right? Have you actually killed anyone before? This guy's really pissing me off.
Sho sheathes his swords with a sneer. I figured as much, but now it's clear that he doesn't like people acting superior to him. The same people like him suffer from inferiority complexes. I don't give a damn about his past. What's more important right now is all this sneaking around is bugging me. They think they're hiding, but I can see their shadows on the floor. Those kids from the investigation team are as inept as ever. I move around to keep Sho from noticing them and walk towards
There's no
them.
need to fight. Once it descends, after all, the world's going to totally disappear. Why spend your time dealing with them? No, just ignore those kids.
That's not the problem. I look at those guys and I can't stop tagging. They just herd together like best buds. I don't know why they're so full of themselves. It makes me want to beat the shit out of them. Get them to cry like babies. You get me? Yosuke, Chie, get back!
Damn, I guess he did notice. Sho reaches behind his back and pulls out a knife and throws it at them. The knife fails to reach them and thuds on the ground at their feet.
You're so lame. Such a frickin' irritating bunch. I hate to even look at you.
His anger-fueled shout echoes louder than throughout the warped room. Figuring it's useless to hide any longer, you and his little friend step in the room. Damn it, I didn't want them to meet Sho any more than absolutely necessary. My plans have changed a little, but I can't help that. I think it's best if I play the spectator for a while.
Weren't you listening? I'm gonna get rid of all you disgusting pests and make this a world I can stand to live in. What?
Don't be ridiculous. That won't help anybody but you.
So what? Of course it only helps me. I'm saying you're disgusting, so you should all just die.
I love Sho's VA.
You're totally nuts. Are you saying that nothing else matters as long as you're satisfied? Well, duh. Friends? Bonds? You worthless pests aren't accomplishing anything but licking each other's wool. Shitty pests in this shitty world have no goddamn call to give me their shitty lectures. I'm telling you, I'm gonna get little. You really are a piece of shit that's not worth saving. You've got no right to do that.
He makes Korekio. Like, this guy also voices Korekio, and I don't know how he can go from such a hateable character to such a funny one.
The world will be much quieter soon. Just
What? A world with no one else?
shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up! Just hurry up and get smashed to pieces, you shitty pest!
Ugh, there he goes again. Is this that you think I hear about in the news? My, so scary. Sho explodes in anger and pulls out his katana. He's just way too willing to hurt people. I may well try to stop him, even though it's not going to do any good.
Getting all worked up for. You really shouldn't do that.
And you shut up too, you piece of shit! Come get me. I'll beat the life out of you. You'll be begging for mercy.
The red pillars in the corner of the room immediately shine as Sho takes a combat stance. Never seen a stance like this before, but even I can tell this is a little more than a kid pretending to be a samurai. Something like that. This is more than a kid pretending to be a samurai. Something like that was honed for a single purpose.
Our town is such a mess because of that guy.
I'm with you. We'll show you with our own.
Show strong. Don't let your guard down.
It was Sho fell to the ground at the end of the intense clash. Huh, I didn't expect this. Sho holds one hand to his chest as he grasps kneeling on the ground. From my perspective as a spectator, Sho is just as strong as his opponent. Sho is faster, stronger, so why did he lose? Well, duh, it's pretty obvious. The answer is simple. Persona. Sho didn't use a persona the single time. That means he doesn't know the power to use one. I didn't know that before, so learning that is a big plus for me. The other personality, Minazuki, used a persona. It's kind of weird since they're in the same body, but they say that personas come from the power of the mind. So I guess it can make sense that one of them might be able to use one while the other can't.
This is because you kept using those weird powers. You got all puffed up because of someone else's gift.
Whoops, I accidentally spoke my mind in front of Sho. I quickly covered my mouth, and quickly noticed Yukon watching me, showing his fighting stance. It only natural they'd be wary of me, but damn.
Oh man, don't be ridiculous. Why would I do something that hard?
Hard? Aren't you supposed to be on Sho's side?
Show's son. Give me a break. Come on. Isn't there someone else besides me you should be worrying about? Someone we should worry about.
That's right, this isn't over yet, and the troublesome thing about Sho is the fact that Minazuki's in there too, and Yukon doesn't know about him yet. It shows a reason he's not just going to lie there and take it. This saves me the trouble of having to explain myself, but it's no good for me if they happen to get killed. Am I going to have to babysit these kids myself? And there he is. The instant Minazuki sits up, the red-black shadow appears behind him and attacks the investigation team. The tables are quickly turned, and soon Minazuki has the kids cornered. The two personas come together violently, but it's clear that Yukon...
Damn it. Get yourself killed at this rate.
That happens. My plan was all for nothing. I have absolutely no interest in what happens to these two bats, but I can't let them get... between these two bats, but I can't let them get killed. Just when I thought it was time for me to lend a hand. Two personas appear from the red fog. Minazuki's persona.
Senpai, are you alright?
Yeah.
It's Naoto Shirogane and some other girl I don't know who's carrying a giant axe. They come running in and Minazuki sighs.
It seems deploying doppelgangers made from shadows wasn't enough.
Don't move. Get away from Yukon, or I won't show any mercy.
Discreet eyes. I'll concede now without her. Though, I should at least get rid of Narukami effect.
Minazuki would be able to kill Yukon like he was squashing a bug. He can't be underestimated. It looks like I'm gonna have to stop him this time. I walk into the center of the room, placing myself into the two.
Haven't you ever heard the saying, the cornered stag is most dangerous? I don't think you have time or energy to waste.
No. Why are you here?
Hello, Naoto. Naoto and his eyes open in shock over seeing me, and then... the school building begins to creak again. The shaking is louder and more intense than roused on the roof, meaning the power Minazuki's collecting is coming closer. The needles are pressing a lot faster than I thought they would.
What is the shape? Hey, hold it!
When Minazuki turns his back to leave, the other kids surround him to prevent his escape. But Minazuki doesn't show any signs of panic. They give him a mocking sneer.
You find your strength, but there are enough persona fragments now.
What? My...
It only takes an instant. The moment Minazuki's eyes go red, the air shakes, and the kid in front of me, seeing that confirms my suspicion. Minazuki is capable of using his persona to control others. He used the power to control that detective in the interrogation room. Minazuki spares one last glance at Yukon's gear. Yukon is released from whatever hold on him. Maybe that was pretty hard for them. They all seem to be in a lot of pain. A beauty in a skin-tight cat suit shows up. When the lady yells out, red pillars reappear in the corner of the room and invisible walls lock into place. Being stuck again seems to confuse the kids.
No, that's a fake.
Where's Minazuki?
He's gone already. Hey, not to butt in, but don't you think you're in over your heads a little bit? Didn't you see his power? You're up against more than just that brat.
I shout to them from beyond the invisible walls. There's no time for them to figure this stuff out of their room. Just get it already. It's with a bit of annoyance I continue on.
He said he has all the persona fragments he needs. So all that's left is to summon that thing, and then jam the fragments he's gathered in.
A rapier swings in front of my a rapier swings in front of my nose. I blink in surprise and see a few strands of hair falling out in front of my eyes like a comic. She may be a hottie, but oh my fucking god, Adachi! Adachi, you were being such a funny character that I almost forgot you were in... Can I say that word on Twitch? It starts with an I. It has 5 letters.
Might have hurt. Who was that? You speak too much, imbecile. Should I deal with you instead?
Whoa, no way!
I'm gonna nuke the VOD on Twitch, by the way.
Alright then. You did try to win.
I've said enough already. Even the stupid investigation team should get it by now, right? I turn my back on them and quickly leave the classroom. If they realize Cho's plan, then they should be heading for the top of the tower. The pieces are all there. Then again, it will take them some time to make them out of the barrier. It's possible they might not even make it to the top. They're going to Cho's plan somehow. Eight more segments to go. I'm sure in good shape considering I never exercised while I was in jail. I wonder if it's thanks to that bland health food. The gathered shadows swirl around the top of the tower, giving everything... Nope, that pun was just awful. I shake my head and look up at the cloud of shadows swirling around in the sky. The whirling storm sucks in one shadow after another like a tornado.
Wouldn't stand a chance if you got. I guess Cho's scheme is a huge success so far.
So that's the fragments he kept shaving off of the Persona users. The red-headed kid standing next to it. I lay low as I stay low and watch. These kids were helped tricked into collecting the Persona fragments under the guise of the P1 climax. Well, after such an intense battle, staying alive is a bit impressive. I think they deserve some praise there. My goal is to keep anyone from becoming a victim. That's all there is to it. You care about them. I draw my pistol and aim at the red-haired young man through the Vogue. Cho's looking up at the giant shadow with an expression of rapture. Cassie's too busy with his new world. He's not even looking this way. That's convenient to me. I slowly thumb back the hammer on my revolver. People not know this about me, but I'm actually pretty confident with my aim. I used to be top of the class in my pistol training at the academy. I take aim at the Persona fragment in front of Cho. Well, perhaps it's too big to be called a fragment. If I can break that thing, Cho's plan is done for. I've only got one chance. Okay, I can't miss here. Did I hit it? I'm sure I got it, but the Persona fragment didn't break. The fragment of the bullet. I have to get another shot in, but just when I'm about to pull the trigger. Cho stands in front of me with a look of rage. Ah, so he found me. A full frontal assault is the absolute last thing I wanted to do, but I guess I can't help it now. I doubt he'd believe me if he told me my finger slipped. Dun, 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 dun. dun, 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 dun. Alright, I'm going to return to the main menu for now and then set it to... Because I know that the giant hand boss is coming out. Kagetsuchi. So I'm going to set it back to normal. A Brat's BS is the name of the chapter. I won, but it's more like Sho got tired of fighting and gave up. I was hurt pretty badly, but Sho must have used a lot of stamina in that battle.
What's this about? Were you planning to betray me from the start? What an ungrateful little prick!
Sho glares at me. He must be really pissed. I can feel him trembling.
I told you I was gonna do whatever I want, you cocky dipshit. Don't think you must be seriously stupid to defy me. That's why you lost to them, you goddamn stupid moronic idiot!
All this yapping has hurt my idiot. How many times do you have to call me a moron, you moron? I pressed the muzzle of my pistol against Sho's jaw to shut him up.
You actually have the nerve to say that to me. You're the one who got all cocky and started a fighting tournament. Haven't you had your fun? Because there's no way a brat like you could control that kind of power. You really should just say you're sorry to everyone and go back home like a good little boy, you know?
Shut up, shut up, shut up! The hell are you mocking me for? I'll kill you, get off me! I can do this! What's wrong with doing things because I can? Want me to skewer you from your jaw straight through your skull?
Doing it because you can, huh? You know, watching you really irritates me.
It's like myself last year. Seriously, it's irritating. The persona fragment is only a few meters away. I recocked my pistol while holding Sho's down. I took aim with a small target half hidden in the red. This will take care of this. In the blink of an eye, my view flips upside down. Shoot, Sho's got that power too. I don't have any control of my own body, and I just lay on the ground like a rag doll.
I'll crush you into pulp so no one will know what you even look like!
The brat begins punching me in the face. I can taste blood from a cut lip. My head rocks at the impact of each hit. That's some power, yes. If I'm still thinking that, I still have some life left in me.
Thinking, you know how important this thing is. Are you trying to ruin my plan?
If he wanted to kill me, he could just pick up the sword and do me in with a single slash. Instead, he gets on top of me and starts pounding. Not letting me ask so easy. Luckily for me, his rage is getting the better of him. Once a brat, always a brat. Sure, this hurts, but if my luck keeps up, I just might survive this.
I tried to destroy those persona fragments by striking myself a chance.
Worthless work. I knew you weren't worth shit. To think you were biding your time for this.
This isn't good. Things are going black. I'm on the verge of passing out. Don't the kids teach kids that we're doing the word moderation in schools? At this rate, he might actually kill me.
You were nothing but trash I was only planning to use from the start.
I nearly black out after the intense blow, but I managed to hang in there. Looks he got tired of hitting me.
Just... I think you're misunderstanding me. You know the whole taming business wasn't planning to rely on your knowledge to begin with, moron. All I need is your persona. I was gonna rip off your persona, turn it into a shadow, slam it into the gathered shadows, and presto! Adachi's part is done.
He's gonna turn my persona into a shadow and fuse it with the shadows he was collecting. I don't have any clue what he was talking about.
I love that stupid look on your face. It's so great. It seems like the power left in you interferes with the thing I'm planning to absorb. I guess that power beyond humanity clashes with each other. But when that happens, that thing won't be at its full strength. So if you think about it the other way around, using your power stops that thing from doing whatever it wants. And then I get to tame it.
So in order to control the power he's going for, he has to counter it with even more power. I see a flaw in that reasoning, but given we're talking about the power suppressing the realm of man here, logic might be going out of the window.
Cut out the rest of them. I was gonna kill you slow. I at least gave you the chance to have some fun, you piece of shit. I was gonna let your crap slide until I showed you the end of the world you never got to achieve. Why not?
Don't think we're the same, you little brat.
What? What was that?
You think the whole world hates you just because someone didn't treat you right. You're nothing but a little kid throwing a tantrum. No. I seriously hate this world. Don't put me in the same shoes as a half-assed brat like you. Please.
You're so finished, you bastard. I'll kill you just...
Sure. I'm lame. Whatever. But you know you do. Those guys don't play around. You better be prepared.
die.
Piece of shit.
Sean shoots a sword and lays it across my throat. The situation's gone foobar. What does that mean? If my uncle says they're hanging from a telephone pole somewhere, it's gonna make last year's case even more complicated, and when that happens, all the work I've done will go down the drain. Not only will my rules be taken away from me, but if the investigation into last year's case gets dropped, there'll be nothing left. That was the experience that defines who I am now. I can't allow it to all become a lie.
Stop it, Sho!
Oh, you're early. Way to ruin the moment.
Yukon Han's not understanding what's going on. He seems confused that Sho and I are at odds. It's not like I need him to sympathize with me. I don't need to say you, but I don't want to be misunderstood.
I didn't do it for you guys. I just wanted to set things right for myself.
I know. You're not that type of person.
A look of relief spreads across Yukon's face. Seriously, kid, you're a dope. If another crazy corpse shows up in town, the investigation would have to start from scratch again. To get out that
You're
pisses
such
me
a
off, that's
know-it-all.
all.
It's not.
I try to mock him, but talking hurts too much. Everything's getting cloudy again. I've done this much on my own. It's your turn to stop him, team leader. The first thing when I see when I come to you is Yukon fighting a giant monster. The creature is made up from countless shadows.
Oh,
That's what I call the end of the world.
Going up against a monster like that's gonna be impossible. Even for you, Kun.
The situation looks bleak, but on a closer look, Yukon doesn't look like he's losing. In fact, he's positively overflowing with energy. Though it's beyond me where it's coming from. Could that be what the bonds and friends stuff is all that? Either way, though, he's dealing with the power that surpasses the realm of man. He's injured, but without a way to deal a definite blow, the fight's at a stalemate.
What power is this? How can one...
You know, Kagutsuchi, that's what holds you back. Power I wield. Power we wield. We'll never succumb to some...
Silence, pest! I will not lose!
The towers are going to take much more abuse with all the shaking. Not even a persona user could survive a fall from here. I quickly summoned my persona and attacked the monster from behind while it's busy with Yukon. Rend it, Magatsu Izanagi! My persona's blade, covered in blackish red flames, strikes the monster's arm and knocks it away.
What are you doing? I set everything up perfect for you. and you still didn't finish it off before I woke up.
At this rate, there's no telling if I have stamina to keep going. The monster might even make a comeback. But if I keep it distracted, it might be an opening to finish it off. Fine, I'll play along a little.
Stay back and rest a while. You need to save your strength.
I know you can agree with face case sometimes. It even understands what I'm getting at. Not bad, kid. I allow a small smirk when I look up at the giant body hanging down from the sky.
Hey, how's it going? According to Shokun, the power method doesn't sit well with you, huh?
You imbecile. How dare you intrude and have the nerve to stand before me?
The giant body, its massive arm, and its third jaw, flames spewing. Damn, that's scary. Use gun's gotta be a grade A1 to try to take this thing on. I don't think there's any in the world I would want to protect strong enough to face this thing. But you know, being this deep in shit is kind of exciting. Fine, I'll take a stand. Not for anyone else. I stand for myself.
Come at it. I'll play with ya.
Shit, my persona. Why can... Why are you so quiet, you? Like, Labrys's battle was so much easier. Atom Smasher's QC forward, right? Okay, there we go. I'm just too exhausted. But it looks like my efforts weren't for nothing. From a fair bit away, Yukon is watching with a look of surprise and bewilderment. It's not the same look he last year. There's no hostility in his face. There's no caution. I see nothing in his expression except concern for me. It's annoying. Alright, now's our chance. I give Yukon the sign and he answers with a nod. A power I've never felt before. The two Izanagis, one dark, one light, resonate. What would... We were both given the same power, but his evolved down a very different path than mine had. I could tell it's only gotten stronger than the last time I saw it. And while that power pulls at me, I can feel it squeezing me dry.
It's over, Hiro Kagutsuchi. Time for a monster like you to head on home.
Let's go with Dachi. What would Namatame's Izanagi look like? Like, because he probably had one, right? As he screams his death cry, the monster's body crumbles into bits. Now it's over. The tension that kept me wound so tightly reaches its breaking point and snaps. I can briefly see the floor rushing up towards me. When I come to, I'm listening down face down in that TV world where the old TV sets are stacked around like blocks. I don't remember how I got here after fighting that monster. But there was not a victim. As long as that's a fact, I don't care about the rest. I fulfilled my objective. Sho is lying back on the floor, and Yukon looks like he wants to say something.
Man, what a pain. I had no intentions of seeing you guys ever again, you know?
I finally figured out why you came here, Dachi-san.
That kid talks like he knows me. Don't you go making a relieved face like that. I briefly ignore him and walk over to Sho. I slap him on the cheek.
Took a pretty bad beating, too.
Sho groans in pain. It looks like he's awake, but he doesn't have the energy to move. The madness and intense murderous intent is gone. All he does is breathe. Looking at him, he's no different from your average kid. I remember when I was in the same condition as him. He reminds me of myself just a little.
I don't think it's all over yet. Those nosy kids pushed your reset button before it was too late.
When I look over at Yukon, his eyes go round and splice. Oh, come on, you don't know? No wonder he's enjoying his little weight if he doesn't realize the important thing is going around him. Idiot.
Kid should enjoy doing what he wants. Just don't drag me into it. But now's the only time you get to do that, you know? Once you go out into the real world, there's really nothing great about it.
Shows like me, a man consumed by power, but he's got plenty of chances to start over. He'll find that out whether he likes it or not. The connection between people are also changed. They've brought me nothing but trouble, so I can understand why Cho would want to push that crap as far away from him. But the troublesome thing is, once you start making a connection with other people, they start winding away around you before you notice it. Even when you're suffering from weakness and pain, they just don't hold back. But depending on how you handle it, it can create possibilities for you. In other words, whether you make use of these connections or let them all go to waste is on you.
You can't just run and hide in this world. It doesn't let you off the hook that easily. Well then, it's about time I head back. If your friends show up, they'll only start yapping about some annoying dribble again.
Adachi-san, you're going back.
What's that supposed to mean? Did you think I'd run away like in some Hollywood drama?
No, that's not what I meant.
I just want to do my time quietly. I really don't want to get wrapped up in something like this ever again.
I spit that at him as I stick my head into one of the TVs. I hear a voice. The desperation in Yukon's voice startles me. I can't help but put myself out.
Like that? You startled me.
Ujima-san said, I'll go see you once things have been said.
Oh, give me a break. If Ujima-san shows up, I'll get yelled at even in lockup.
I can already see that in my mind, and I make a face. Seeing a face, you can laugh. That punk.
Adachi-san.
You called me back just to say that? Good luck. My luck is none of your business. Seriously, you stayed in the so annoying brat I knew from before. I load the venom alchemy matter into word, throwing that word Yukon's way. I don't know what face he makes when he heard it. I've already stuck my head back into the TV, saying my farewells to this world for good. I'm going back to following my own path. This time I'm going to make sure I won't be seeing them again. I slowly close my eyes, but it's an oddly pleasant feeling.
The prosecution's been settled.
It's been a few months since the P1 Climax Bureau showed. The prosecution's finally rested in the middle of summer, and I was transferred to the detention center. Going to court cases means there's a possibility I may get the maximum penalty under the law. But instead of worrying about that, I'm more relieved that those troublesome days are finally over.
My road until now seemed long and short at the same time.
Last year, I lost in my own game, having to put up with this shitty world. One day I was suddenly given a standard special power. That's when my game started. I had lousy human relationships, a boring job, and was part of a corrupt society. If I could destroy it all, I could remake the world in a way I wanted. And I'll admit it, I enjoyed the game, as if I was trying to fill my own empty heart. Even the pressure of the unknown creeping up on you gave me the ultimate thrill. But eventually I lost the brats in the investigation team as I was arrested as the serial killer who had terrorized Unova. Game over. After I thought it was all over, the only thing I had left were my experiences and my rules. All games have rules, of course, and once I was caught, I decided that I'd follow the rules of this reality to, quote, atone for my sins and confess everything to the police. And yet, if some mysterious corpse who died of unknown causes was found hanging somewhere, they'd declare the case open again and start suspecting that the true killer was on the loose. If that happened, it would mess up the rules I'd set for myself. I'm not going to stand for that, that's all. But because of the recent commotion and how I'm mysteriously gravely injured while I was in custody, it means my incarceration is going to be even longer while they try to figure out what happened. I was starting to get tired of all these goddamn psych evaluations as well. I keep telling them I'm going to follow the rules of this world, so they should take things a little easy on me, right? Seriously, the people in charge of this are so hard-headed that it's a pain in the ass.
Change the fact that I'm bored.
I'm bored.
The way things were before would have been messed up.
I throw myself in the moldy smelling Tanami out of my cell and yawn. I hear footsteps.
What? Must be Dojima-san.
I roll my eyes. Just as Yukon said, the instant my indictment was completed, I got a letter from Dojima-san saying that he'd be coming to see me. What timing? Dojima-san was waiting for me to be moved to the detention center, and I feel like he's caught me. This is so awkward. I thought I'd cut the tie between me and Dojima-san the moment I was arrested.
This is why I hate him.
I stand up without a word to the guard. Refusing wouldn't do any good. I, of all people, know how persistent he can be. I squinted the harsh light outside the door where Dojima-san's waiting for me. Didn't his actions lead to the death of your water? Lead to the almost death of your daughter?
Well, life in lockup is much easier than your grueling training.
Did I really just hear you say that?
Aww. Dojima-san laughs at my taunt. I can't help myself from smiling either, and I look down quietly so he doesn't notice. I threw a connection away, but it came back. I cut it, but it wouldn't stay cut. The bonds between people really are troublesome, and yet somewhere within me I can't help but feel a little relieved at the way things turned out. I guess having a bond like this isn't so bad. I think that to myself, but I accidentally murmured out loud as the sound slipped away, lost among the calls of cicadas outside the window. Adachi. Alright, I'm going to close the game and not watch the entire credits again. Thank you all very much for watching, and the plan. We're continuing Earthbound, and there's a new game I'm going to start, Final Fantasy VII. I'm going to start that while we have nothing to play, so Earthbound and Final Fantasy will be the two games we focus on until Mario Strikers comes out, I guess. Or maybe I might play another game before that. I low-key want to play Mario Galaxy 2. But I'd have to go home and get my Wii U, which I don't go home until early May. So, who knows, I might play that once I go home. I have a month to play it, so, until Mario Strikers, so. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll see y'all later. Goodbye!